I'm John with the Fraser Conservancy. Getting inspiration with a native plant garden is as easy as visiting a forest. So one of my favorite plants that you'll find here in the shady forest is Salmonberry. Salmonberry gets these beautiful pink flowers in early spring, which provides the food for many pollinators. You'll find them growing on the forest, kind of in these dappled, shady kind of areas. They do like some sun. In fact, you can even plant them in a full sun location. Just be sure to give them lots of water. They usually find them growing along streams. Salmonberry will grow about 4 meters tall, and they'll actually spread through underground root parts. The red berries of the salmonberry provide a food source for many animals such as birds, as you can see here on our gardening guide. So some people might mistake blackberry and salmonberry. They look kind of similar to the untrained eye. If you look closer, you can tell that salmonberry has 3 separate leaflets, while blackberry has 5. Blackberry also tends to be darker in color, and the spikes are a lot more prominent. And here we got the native blackberry of BC. This is actually a trailing blackberry. So not all blackberry around here is actually invasive. This will give us and wildlife berries come summer. Oh, instead of the big taking over everything growth habit of the Himalayan blackberry, trailing blackberry just kind of creeps along the forest floor, usually in these shady locations. Other than the growth habit, they can be differentiated from the Himalayan blackberry by the leaves. As you can see here, the Himalayan blackberry has 5 leaflets, and the trailing blackberry only has 3, and they are much pointier in shape. Unlike the Himalayan blackberry, which is highly invasive here in BC, the trailing blackberry should be just left alone. It grows here naturally, and it won't be a threat to your garden. So here we got the Osoberry, sometimes referred to as Indian plum. You find it growing in these shady areas. It doesn't like sun too much. It's kind of a taller shrub, grows up to like 5 meters sometimes, so quite tall. As you can see here, it's one of the earliest blooms in spring. It's actually, they're almost done blooming at this point. It's already mid-April. This provides early food for pollinators, especially bees. Later on in the season, it'll develop fruit, which kind of look like small plums. It's a great source for food for many forms of wildlife. The Osoberry is a gorgeous addition to any shady garden. I like the Osoberry because it's actually, to me, it's one of the first indicators of spring. It starts to bloom before anything else in the forest does. Yeah, here we got another shade-loving shrub, the Red Elderberry. This one grows pretty fast, up around 3 meters or so, sometimes even taller in rare conditions. Showy white flowers in the late spring, early summer become bright red berries that are a great food source for many forms of wildlife. The branches of this plant provide habitat for birds, and the berries will also feed them. If you want to plant elderberry at home, you need to find a nice shady location. They don't tolerate too much light.